Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
Bob, on today's Camper Report Show, I'm talking with people that have been making the headlines, and that is brand new RVers. Everywhere you look, you see brand new RVers coming into the RV fold. I'm talking with a couple that's just completing their first season of camping, and you won't believe what happened in their neighborhood when they pulled their RV into their yard for the first time.
I bet they had a big party.
You'll have to listen to find out. How about you?
I promise. I will listen. I will watch.
Okay.
I've got a great interview with Don Clark, CEO of Grand Design RV, which set a new standard for the industry when they founded the company. And a couple of years ago, they were purchased by Winnebago. So we'll have a candid conversation with our friend Don Clark.
Don Clark and new RVers. Those stories and all the news of the week coming up right now on what, Bob?
The Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everybody.
Sleeping on the short RV queen topper is as comfortable as sleeping at home. Now that we have the topper on there, it's made all the difference. It's really comfortable.
And the comfort comes from the fact that it's not too firm, nor is it too soft. It's kind of the right level of comfort for being out, especially when you're away from home.
Hi, everybody. This is John DePietro. I'm here along with Bob Zagami, and we have all the news of the week right here on the Camper Report Show. And Bob, one story that it's really kind of like a homecoming for you because our friend Jeff Hirsch, who is the CEO or president, we don't even know what his title is, but he's one of the big wigs at Campers in RV, was just inducted just earlier this week to the RV/MA Hall of Fame. That goes back, that whole story goes back many, many years with you. Talk about
it does.
Your early years.
Actually goes, I'm such a young man, but it actually goes back almost 50 years. I remember Jeff and his brothers, Robert and David, coming home from school and washing RVs and putting stickers on the RVs at their dad and mom's, Art and Fran's first Campers in Acton, Mass. I had lived in the next town over, Stowe, Mass. And I really wanted to buy an RV from them back then. And when I bought my first RV in 78, I looked at a mobile traveler motorhome on their lot and I couldn't afford it. So I couldn't. So I bought something else, but I wished I could have. But over the years, I did buy other trailers and motorhomes from Campers Inn. But yeah, Jeff has, since he took over as CEO, has built the largest family-owned dealership. In terms of the number of locations, there's always ways to play with numbers in terms of revenues and what have you, but it is the largest family-owned dealership chain in the country. Jeff is a CEO. Ben, his nephew, is the chief operating officer. They have now built it up to 28 dealerships, pretty much up and down the East Coast, but they're all the way out to the middle of the country now, and they're not going to stop. They're going to be doing some more. But Jeff has done a lot for the industry in terms of giving back. Campers Inn is known for their support of local communities, whether it was up here in New England or down at their new headquarters in Jacksonville, Florida. They buy radar guns for the police. They outfit kids in the classroom. And that's his hallmark. He's been very successful in the business, but Jeff firmly believes in giving back to those who have allowed us to enjoy such great success in the RV industry. And I think overall, that is a theme that many people portrayed at the Hall of Fame seminar induction this week. Jeff Pastore from Hartford RV in Ohio, Dave Schultz from Dometic, Mark Beecher, who founded Bank of the West and John Deere Credit, and Bob Parrish, who behind the scenes, a lot of consumers don't know these names, but they are the people that built the industry. And Bob Parrish from Wells Fargo, who is one of the most respected financial companies in the RV industry. And then Bob Teague from Lippert Components. Bob actually invented the hydraulic slides back in Fleetwood and then joined Lippert. So their stories are amazing. They join many others who are in the RV Hall of Fame. And again, we talk about it often, but if you're going to go on vacation or you get a chance to get out to Elkhart, visit the RV and motor manufactured housing Hall of Fame, right on 80 and 90.
Yep.
See all the old vintage RVs. They're now building another wing on the Hall of Fame for the Manufactured Housing Museum. You'll be able to see that and walk through and look at the plaques of all the people who have been enshrined in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to this. Actually, we did 2 years classes, 2020 and 21, at the ceremony this week.
So they got it in. And you know what? As you just said, so many of the people, the inductees, the honorees, talked about RVing as a family business. And that segues very nicely into our next story, because there's a brand new RV company that hasn't even hit the street yet with their first unit, but they have a very interesting story because they're second generation, they're woman run, and they're people who have a history, a background with Jayco. And Ashley Bontrager is going to be the CEO of Ember RV. Talk about that, please.
Yeah, it has its roots in the Jayco family history, where Lloyd and Bertha Bontrager, who founded Jayco, and then it was taken over by Daryl and Wilbur took over the company, and Ashley Bontrager is Daryl's daughter. So she's going to be the CEO. They hope to have a prototype to show at private showings to dealers at the dealer open house in September. And she will do well, as she certainly has deep roots in the RV industry. And one of her comments was she felt that she was born to run an RV company someday, and that day has arrived.
Yeah, yeah. And we should say that she's really, as far as I know, the second one, because Pete Legal's daughter has her own company in that area as well.
Lisa has East West
travel
trailers. Yep.
And we talked about East West. Let's go down south a little bit and talk about the great state of Texas, because there is a situation there that it's really a heartwarming story. And through our friend Kurt Hemmler at RVTI, which is the RV Technical Institute, this industry has been struggling for the last year and a half to find techs and people to work in the industry because of the growth of the industry. But they've put together a program down there with the Texas Correctional Department and really graduated their first class just this past week.
Well, and with that woman theme, it was a class of women. Yep. In a correctional institution. So it was women who are going to be taking up careers in the RV industry. And Kurt has a program that he can take nationwide to any prison system, any correctional facility, low level, first offenders, get them back into a work environment, get them trained in the third fastest growing technical trade in the country, which is the RV industry today.
And you know what? There was again, we read about that in Woodall's Campground News, as well as the other news that we get from RV Business. But there was a little video that was attached to that one of the graduates said that, look, when we have something to look forward to, when we have a job that's good paying, and when we have something to occupy our mind and our hands, we ain't coming back, meaning we're not going to be back in prison again. So It kind of really solves two issues. It solves a labor shortage, and it solves social issues because it keeps people out of jail, as well as being productive members of society. And I think that's a great program. I know you and I have had preliminary discussions with some correctional institutes in other parts of the country, and we hope to be able to announce that soon. And maybe we can again, help our country in two special ways with that.
Tremendous opportunity when you look at the number of incarcerated prisoners and some of them from very low level offenses. Let's make them productive citizens. Yep. Let's get the programs out there, and it's great to see the RV industry taking a major lead in that kind of a process. So great. Congratulations to Kurt and the RV Technical Institute.
You know what? It's always nice to start with good news. And we've got better news coming up because we've got brand new RVers, and we've got Don Clark. And You're going to see all of this when you stay with us, because this is
the Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everybody.
Mike here from RV Blogger. Don't waste hundreds of dollars on an external GPS for your RV. All you need to do is download the RV Life app right onto your phone. This app is so cool. It has RV GPS built right into it. So you can load all the specific measurements and weights for your RV. It'll give you directions safe for your RV to follow. And by the way, if you have RV Trip Wizard, directions for your trips upload into this GPS automatically.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Camper Report Show. And today, my guest is Don Clark, President and CEO of Grand Design RV. And Don, I remember when you showed us that drawing out in Las Vegas, out in Kentucky back in 2012, and launched the company in 2013. So that makes you and I old guys, I guess. But congratulations on the incredible success.
Bob, thank you very much. It's exciting, even though we're old guys with long tenure in the RV industry. I, as I know you are, continue to be extremely enthused and motivated by what's happening not only in our company, but also what's happening within our industry. I think our industry is really moving forward in a positive direction, and Grand Design is very proud to play a small role in that.
Well, you've kind of set new standards. When you set up the company, you wanted it to be uniquely different. You have stayed true to that vision throughout the 9 years that you've been producing units. I know it's been very successful, but for people that may not realize, there's probably some people out there that, first of all, some new buyers that are coming into the market that really haven't heard the success story of Grand Design. They may not even know what your product lines are. Give us a rundown on the product lines that you got and the position that they actually set up, that they own right now in the industry.
Well, thank you, Bob, and thank you for asking that question, because now I can state it without sounding precocious. But no, we're when we started the company, we wanted to have a different business model. We didn't want to just have different products, or we didn't want to be a fish in the sea of sameness, if you will. And we wanted to help move the needle of our industry in a positive way. And the typical business model out there is a company might have 25 to 35 different brands, and each brand gets its turn when it comes to product enhancement and advancement. And we did not want to sacrifice one brand for the sake of another. And we wanted to have laser-like focus in the products we designed and get the customers truly what they wanted. So we decided to grow the company with this business model. We're going to have 5. Right now we have 5 models. We might cap it off at 6, but we only have 5 different brands instead of that 35 that I mentioned. So that gives our engineers and our product teams laser-like focus on the brands that we carry. And we knew this, and we only do business with one dealer and one dealer only in a marketplace. And that dealer has to commit to our total lineup. So it gives us a very, very strong relationship with the dealer, and also a little bit more clout with the dealers when it comes to the servicing of our ultimate customers. So 5 brands. Our Reflection fifth wheel brand is the #1 top selling fifth wheel brand in North America. And again, it's the Reflection. Our Momentum, a luxury toy hauler fifth wheel, has become the #1 selling toy hauler fifth wheel in North America. Our Imagine travel trailer, it's just on fire. It's doing very, very well in the marketplace, and we're humbled even by how well it's been received by the retail consumers. It's now the #1 top selling laminated travel trailer in the industry. Our Solitude luxury full-time fifth wheel is #2 in its class, and our last brand, the Transcend, is among the fastest growing travel trailers. So we're blessed. We're not arrogant about it. We're still the most paranoid manufacturer you'd ever see. You know, who's coming, and we want to constantly improve our customer service area, and we're making sure that our customer service infrastructure is not left behind. It's growing. It continues to grow at the same pace that our sales do. So,
well, you know,
that's kind of it's kind of a nutshell review of what Grand Design is today.
Well, when you talk about customer service, that not only impacts the eventual consumer that buys your product, but it also impacts the dealers that sell your product. And you put a lot of emphasis on both of those. And one of the things that you did, and I see some others are copying it now, and some dealers have copied it themselves, but you were one of the first to have a completely separate PDI facility and after manufacturing process where you check every RV that goes out. And that really set kind of a new standard. Talk about the importance of that to what you have built up here.
Well, it started with, remember that paranoia I told you about? We didn't want to disappoint the dealers. We've been in the business. I've been in the business 38 now plus years. And a lot of our dealers have become friends. And their expectations of Grand Design when we started it back in end of 2012, was our bar was set higher because they had greater expectations. So we didn't want to let them down. So we started our manufacturing process and we thought, you know what, let's pretend at the end of our production line, it's being delivered to a dealer, and let's inspect all of the mechanicals and the appliances and the quality. Let's re-inspect it as if we were a dealer. So we developed, now it's 312 points of inspection, and that PDI department doesn't report to the plant. It reports directly to my Vice President of Service Operations, Jerry McCarthy. You know, it was surprising at first, the things that we caught before it got to the dealer and what we repaired and fixed and made sure it was right. But the benefit we got was real-time feedback back to the plants and the plant managers, and they were right there. They could come see what the PDI department was catching, and it improved our quality. It improved our processes. And today, you know, I'm very, very pleased to hear that most of the dealerships that I personally visit, I go to the back end of the dealership, which should be the front end, you know, the service department. And I ask them, I don't tell them who I am, you know, hey, what product is coming in the cleanest? What product is being delivered most efficiently, and who's got the best quality? And I'm pleased to say in 99.5% of the time, it's Grand Design. And that 0.5% that it's not, you know, I'm excited to hear that too. You know, how can we get better? How can we make sure that the Grand Design experience is the best on the lot? So it works. It was easy to do it when we were doing it one a day, Bob. Now that we're doing, you know, 200 plus units a day, it's an expensive process, but it's a process that we're not going to abandon. It's cost us millions and millions and millions of dollars that most of our competitors don't spend. But the quality and the customer experience of our owners is worth it.
Well, I wouldn't call it an expense. I'd call it an investment in satisfying your customers and making them repeat customers, because one of your goals when you first stood up on that stage back in 2012 was you didn't want to just sell them one trailer. You wanted to sell them everything they bought for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, good memory. We settle for nothing less than customers for life. And that's our motto, and it's much more than that. It's our belief.
Well, our guest today has been Don Clark, President and CEO of Grand Design. And Don, it's a great story. I'm sure it's going to continue to be a great story. You know, we got dealer open house. Of course, this is a consumer show, but dealer open house coming up next month. And I'll be by to visit you and see if there might be something new, or I know you never tell me beforehand, but you know, I've got a national audience here, Don. If you'd like to reveal some exciting new information, please feel free to do so.
I will actually give you a scoop, Bob.
Okay.
And I will. With the growth of our industry, what an exciting time to be part of this industry.
Absolutely.
Where new customers are discovering the RV lifestyle and the outdoors, for the first time. And we've got customers that have been seasoned in RVing and loving our lifestyle and discovering, I think, rediscovering North America. So with all these new customers coming in, and we want to make sure that we provide, service and also product available, we're expanding our operations, and we're presently building a few new plants, additional plants, and looking at a greatly increased sized service facility, so we can continue to maintain our growth trajectory. And I do have another brand in mind that I'll just give you the teaser, that it will be our 6th brand, and it's an exciting product. It's a towable, but it addresses a market that we haven't been able to address before now, and it's just another part of our process of our growth, and hopefully we can introduce that in the next 12 months or so. But it's an exciting product, and I'm thrilled to be able to be part of an industry that's just so dynamic and growing in such a positive way. We have our rally, our national rally, here in and around Middlebury, our hometown in Indiana, and we have a record number of coaches. We've got, I think, 640 some coaches. It's as many customers as we could handle out of the Elkhart County Fairgrounds. And I was amazed to hear that when the invitations went out, because we can only handle so many people because of the size of the fairgrounds, it was sold out, Bob, in 12 minutes. Minutes.
You're like a rock star, Clark. You're up there at the top of the chart. I mean, Garth Brooks doesn't sell out in 12 minutes.
I think he handles a few more people than I do, Bob. But my team is just super, super strong, and it's not me. I've just been blessed to be able to attract the quality of people we have. But it's so much fun going out, and we have a Q&A session around the campfire where just hundreds and hundreds of people show up for it. And it's freewheeling. They can ask whatever they want. And some of it's funny and some of it, isn't, but it's all positive. And I just love that connectivity with our customers. When you see how your products are being used in enhancing people's lives, it's meaningful.
That's right. Garth only gets to sing songs, and he sings the same damn ones every night. You get to build new RVs every year, and get more customers for Grand Design, and you do it quite well, Mr. Clark. And we certainly appreciate you coming on today and taking time out of your busy schedule to visit with us on the Camper Report Show.
Bob, it's always an honor. Thank you for having me.
Thanks very much, Don.
I'm Jesse from Outsiders Calling, and I love adventurous family travel with my wife Jenny and our son Tucker.
For over 3 years, we've RV'd across the U.S. and Mexico, and it's tough to find places that meet all our needs.
Now we plan our trips with the RV Trip Wizard. Pull it up in the RV Life app, select it, and go.
It helps us discover amazing new places to grow together as a family.
RV Trip Wizard with the RV Life app is an awesome trip planning combination.
You can get both for one low annual price. Check out rvlife.com to learn more.
Hey everybody, it's John DePietro. Welcome back to the Camper Report Show. And everybody's talking about new people RVing for the first time. And we've come across a young couple here that are first-time RVers. And tell us your name and where you're from.
Yeah, thanks, John. My name is Mike McHenry. We live just north of Buffalo in a village called Kenmore, New York.
Okay. I'm sure you can talk as well.
I can. Same place.
Same place.
I live right next door.
Oh.
Same room.
Okay,
yeah.
Exactly. So, you're first-time RVers. Give us a little bit of a reaction to your first year of RVing. We'll start with you, Mike.
Well, thanks, John. Basically, I started here this is my first season RVing. If I look back about 2 years ago, I would have said to you, no way I would do this. But my wife, my wonderful wife Heidi, had been camping with her girlfriend Joan, and had experienced some wonderful moments with that, and just kept talking it up. Mike, you know, this is really for you. You're closing in on retirement. What do you want to do when you retire? Well, this is what I'm going to do, John. This has been exciting and it's been rewarding. I've been a handy guy in the house, you know, ripping walls out, bathrooms. This is nothing. This is nothing. If you can do any remodeling in your home, this is simple. And if you have children, going to the dump site and discharging your gray and black is easy as heck.
Easy as heck. So Heidi, you were, interestingly, you were the one who kind of took the lead on checking out all the specs and, you know, the sizes and whether you wanted a towable or motorized or whatever. Did people look at you kind of funny saying, wait a minute, this is the man's job to be doing that kind of work?
Yes.
And what did you say to them?
I have 4 brothers, and I'm the one that built the treehouse and the skateboard.
Okay. So searching for an RV was nothing difficult for
nothing
you at all?
difficult.
Okay.
It was fun. Joan and I were looking. I've been looking for about 4 years, and I'm 5. Well, I was 5'4". Now I'm like 5'1"ish, and Michael is 6'5".
So you had some. You had some challenges in finding beds and.
We're the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah. So you went online? Did you? Did you go to did you go to what do you call it? RV shows? What did you do?
Yes, I went to RV shows with Joan, and went to RV dealers. Joan and I drove about 3-4 hours to look at her RV, which is over there, the Sonic, and I found out through her that the Sonic Venture,
which is right there. Yeah.
They have an inside ceiling height of 82 inches, which I need for this short little man here. And so it was a challenge to find one that had a full-size queen bed that you could walk on either side of the bed. Yep. And
not have to climb over each other to use the facilities.
Yeah. And so it was a challenge to try and find something that he would fit in. Not so much for me, but it was for Mike. That he would fit.
So you referred to Joan several times. Tell us who Joan is.
Joan is my brother-in-law, John.
Where are we going there?
That's Joan. And my brother-in-law, John's wife, is Michael's sister.
Okay. So this really is.
The 3 of us always were going out RVing, and I was having a riot, so I wanted to get one.
Yeah.
And travel with Michael.
Okay.
And I was hoping that he was going to retire, and eventually he might.
Okay. So this really is a family affair because you're John. Mike, your sister and brother-in-law are here.
Yes.
And his sister, and you've got more relatives coming tomorrow.
Yes.
A lot of you guys are new to camping. What would you say, Mike, to others who may be in a similar situation than you, ready to retire? I know you're retiring in a couple of months. Do you think you should have pulled the trigger earlier, now that you know what you know?
Well, it would have been, John, I think if I look back at when the pandemic hit, it would have been wonderful. Had we had the camper, I could have been traveling and doing my job virtually, which, I had been training and doing my sales work virtually from home. So it would have been even a better experience. Having had the camper last year, I could have been traveling and working, but it didn't work out that way. But even with that said, I became involved this year, like I said, and it's just been a wonderful experience, just getting out of the elements of our home outside of Buffalo and doing what we want. We're free to go. We take a lot of the things that we enjoy, biking and fishing, and it's just been a fantastic experience.
You brought your bikes with you. You got them hooked onto the back and ready to go.
Got a nice bike rack that hooks onto the back of our RV, and I got a nice clam escape
exactly.
that goes up really easy.
Yeah, the blue one over there.
The blue one,
yeah.
Yep. And I can put it up by myself. Have a little bit of, I need to get a stool in order to pull it back down, but it's nice when other people help me.
And I might go ahead. Oh, and I might say, John, one of the things that really has been great is, even though we're new and we're learning, and you do learn quick. But when you go to these sites and you pull in, people they go out of their way to help.
Yeah, they're really friendly.
Everybody's friendly, willing to help out. If they see you struggling with something, they just automatically come over and volunteer. It's just been a great experience.
Yeah, they're all friendly. That's what I love about it.
You guys have no problem recommending RVing to others.
Absolutely. What was kind of fascinating too, John, if I could mention, when we pulled our RV into our home for the first time, I was a little skeptical on what people would think having it pulled into the front yard of our beautiful home in the front yard. Well, within hours, people were coming over. It was like open house.
They all wanted to see it.
Yeah, they wanted to see it. People had brought wine over. It's almost like we had just moved in. So
and people are saying, I really want to do this. I can't believe that you guys are doing this.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, we had 4 other RVs on our street.
They would look at each other, the husband and wife, why don't we do this? Or the husband would not comment. So it went either way. Either the husband wanted to do it based on what they experienced, seeing what we had in our front yard. So right in the beginning, that's what we experienced when we pulled it into our yard. It was fascinating.
And they were also very taken aback when Michael pulled up. He got out of the RV. He goes and he puts cones in front of our house. Oh. I take from the passenger seat, get in the driver's seat, and then he goes, okay, Heidi. And they were like, okay, Mike, are you going to back it up? And he goes, oh, no, Heidi's doing that. I'll go forward, but I'm not backing up. And so for quite a while, I always backed in to every place because I had done it, for 4 years. Okay. And he was new. And this was the first time that he backed it in. And he felt, I said, I'm getting, nope, this time
no
you're
trees,
doing it.
Didn't damage any trees.
Didn't hit anything. He did a good job. And I was very proud of him.
Go ahead.
So your testimony is also goes along to women who may be single, may be widowed, they may be divorced, they may be, whatever their situation.
Joan and I did it all. And a lot of men would go, oh, I don't think so. And we would pull in and back in, and we would hook everything up, do everything. We'd go to the dump station. It's like, no biggie. Women can do it. We can do it.
Yeah.
We can have a blast.
Yeah, I can do it. But like I said, I've been handy, owning a home for several years and doing my own construction work at home. This is a cinch, believe me. It's for you people looking to do this for the first time.
Once you get hooked up.
It is
relaxing.
It just
once you get hooked
keeps
up,
you moving.
It's relaxing.
You're busy, but then you have some great relaxing moments and quiet time.
Yeah.
Great. There we go.
And you got bonfires and lots of fireflies, and
family fun.
Yep.
Lots of family fun.
Family fun.